Today, I will argue that teacher burnout is simply an individual stress issue, but symptomatic workplace problem that requires an interdisciplinary solution. While burnout is often addressed through self care or resilience training, these approaches fail to address the structural and organization causes. I will show you how integrated psychology, organizational leadership, public policy, and educational systems creates more sustainable outcomes than single discipline solutions. Teacher burnout is characterized by emotional exhaustion, deprivation, and a reduced sense of professional accomplishment. Across many school systems, burnout has led to high turnover rates, decline in morale, and difficulty retaining and experiencing educators. When teachers leave, schools lose stability, and students are directly impacted. This is not just a personal issue, it is a workplace performance issue. If burnout is widespread, then the cause must be extended beyond individuals' coping issues. Why single solutions fail? Many schools respond with resilience workshops or wellness tactics. While these programs may help temporarily, they treat symptoms rather than the root causes. Teaching educators how to cope with stress does not exchange excessive workloads, policies, pressures, or organization cultures. Therefore, a broader approach is necessary. This is where interdisciplinary think becomes critical. Psychology perspectives. Psychology explains how chronic stress and cognitive overload affect teachers. Managing classrooms, multitasking, emotional labor, and consistent decision making creates sustainable mental strain. Over time, prolonged stress reduces motivation and increases exhaustion. Psychology helps us understand the internal effects of burnout. However, stress does not occur in isolation. Leadership perspectives. Organization leadership research shows that workplace culture, admin support, and workload distribution strongly influences morale and retention. When teachers lack autonomy or feel unsupported, burnout increases. Leadership practices either buffer stress or intensify it, but leadership operates within structural constants. Public policies. Public policies shapes funding levels, class sizes, testing mandates, and accountability systems. Large class sizes and high stake testing create a systematic pressure that individual administrators cannot fully control. Policy decisions directly impact a daily teacher's workload, which means finally, education systems themselves add complexity. Education systems perspectives. Education systems define curriculum demands, student behavior expectations, and professional responsibilities. Teachers are often expected to serve as instructors, counselors, data analysts, and social support providers seamlessly. These layered expectations contribute significantly to burnout. Each discipline offers insight, but none solving burnout independently. Psychology explains stress and emotional fatigue. Organization leadership addresses workplace culture and support structures. Public policies influences funding and systematic sessions. Education system define classroom realities. When these disciplines insert, they create a sustainable teacher support and model. Rather than isolating the fixes, interdisciplinary collaboration produces coordination and long-term solutions. This chart illustrates the difference between isolation and interventions in integrated support models. When schools rely solely on individuals reliance is training, turnovers remains high. However, when with systematic changes such as leaderships and reform, workload, restructuring, and policy adjustments are implemented together and retention improves. The data supports that argument that interdisciplinary solutions produce immeasurable results. Burnout must be addressed at multiple levels. The core agreement is teacher burnout is systematic, not personal. Therefore, solutions must also be symptomatic. Addressing only one dimension ignores the interconnected causes of driving workforce stress. Workplace benefits. A interdisciplinary study approaches improves teachers' retention, strengthens morals, reduces recruitment costs, and enhances student outcomes. Suitable teachers support benefits both employees and institutions. Conclusion is teacher burnout is not an individual weakness. It is a complex workplace system problem. By integrating psychology, organizational leaderships, public policy, and education systems, institutions can create a sustainable and measurable improvement. Complex workplace challenge requiring the integrated solutions. Thank you for listening to my presentation.